Welcome to the show, everybody. Today I am here with Jon Rudd, and we are going to talk very briefly about the emotional energy that we possess and what we can do to harness it, both positive and negative. So, Jon, tell us a little bit about emotional energy.
Thanks, Tori. Well, we would all know fairly obviously that negative emotional energy is rarely going to help us when it comes to training or competing. And we have to find a way to keep ourselves as upbeat as possible and as positive around our training and competition as we can at all times. I think the area that most people wouldn't necessarily consider is when we feel really positive and we've got strong emotions running through our body, and that there is a danger with that too. And that being overexcited and over passionate, particularly in the competitive arena, isn't necessarily a great thing, particularly when we first hit the water from a dive or from a backstroke start, and we have a race plan in mind. It's really important that the way that we feel and excitement and passion and drive and the words still ringing in our ears from our coach before we start racing doesn't actually mean that the race plan goes out the window. And so we have to be able to harness positive emotional energy in a way that doesn't hinder or thwart a race process. And certainly with events, the longer the events are, the more under control we need to be at the beginning. And there's no doubt that if we've got really high levels of emotional energy coursing through our body, that's more likely to have an impact on the beginning of a race as opposed to the end. And so for events that require considered control and the control of stroke rate, stroke frequency, to be able to deliver throughout the course of a race in the manner that we would expect, we've got to be able to keep ourselves calm, keep that level of emotional energy under control, and allow the process that we've worked on in training and the process that perhaps we've worked on in the meet warm-up to come to the fore and not to be destroyed by that's maybe giving us a whole bunch of passion before we start the race.
I think it comes down to having focus and really occupying our own minds and bodies in the moment, even when we're having strong emotions. We're talking about using positivity, but I would say it also works in the completely opposite direction. Whatever strong emotions we're having literally gives us the energy to perform. So when we're in a race and we're up on the block and we do have all of that positivity and excitement happening, we can literally channel that emotion into the physical energy we use to complete the race. And the important thing here is to make sure that we're actually paying attention. We're not letting the emotion take over and becoming mindless, because we have done all of that preparation to get to this moment. We want to make sure that we're sticking to the plan that we created. And using the emotion in that way is the best way to get that little extra oomph out of a race that you wouldn't necessarily see in practice very often.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that the most important thing is that any emotion is harnessed and channeled into something that's constructive and helps the race develop in the manner that we would want. And that we don't allow being over emotive to destroy weeks and months of work of preparation going into the race at that particular point in time. And the bigger the meet, and the more important the race within the big meet, the more chance there is of us getting tripped up in that way. So it's important that we learn from bad experiences and learn from mistakes, and we use preparation meets to be able to work out what works for us and what doesn't work for us. Mm-hmm. But what's absolutely clear in my mind is the athlete that's calm, focused, and is able to deliver a performance regardless of the arena and regardless of what emotions might be higher or accentuated at that time because of the level of the meet and the importance in the calendar. That's the athlete that's going to succeed. And in the ultimate arena, when you walk into the Olympic Games, there's no doubt that the athletes that achieve at that level have got that under control and have practiced getting it under control as part of their preparation for that.
Thank you so much for your time and expertise on this today.